Hello, YouTube. This is the intake presented by Mike's Model Shop, and I'm Mike. Welcome back. This is my final on my Rust Bucket 2023 group build, hosted by Mars from Mars Garage. And I have his super cool card. I'll try to fit in here. Mars Garage. And there it is. There's his YouTube channel. That's Rods Customs and Rust. Awesome. Very awesome. I want to thank Mars for hosting this. Took me way out of my element, like I've said before. But I really started having a lot of fun with it. Between watching people's tutorials on YouTube and looking at photos, Googling rusty vehicles, I came up with, I think, some pretty decent ideas. There's just so many places. I had to write it all down. There's so much stuff I had to do. Well, I didn't have to do. I wanted to do to this thing. The only thing I didn't do that I thought I would was crack a window or something like that, which I saw a lot of people doing tutorials on that. Let's go with my list here. First thing I did was, well, I wanted these wheels on here. I don't know why, I just thought they'd look cool. Fill in that wheel well. That's the way I like to do it. So, what I did was I lowered the truck. But what I did was I lowered the body down over the frame versus bringing the suspension up. I sectioned out the bed of the truck. I sectioned out the firewall and the interior tub, and I sectioned the radiator core support. One other thing I did was in the back here, this bracket, you can see it, the bracket right here that holds the bumper, I had to extend that. So I did all that to get this thing down a little bit over those wheels and tires, which I think I got it down not quite a quarter of an inch, I think, maybe almost a quarter of an inch, quite a bit. So that was the first thing I did. It was a lot of work, but as I was cutting the bed, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm in over my head here. Well, it worked out. So, I mean, this type of build with making it rusty and grimy, you can hide a lot of flaws. So it was kind of a good one to try it out on, instead of like a perfectly smooth and shiny car, which I haven't done yet. So I did all that. Oxidation spots were I saw in a photo, so I did some of that on here. It's very light, but you can see it a little bit. I made it light. I didn't want it to be prominent. The top is more prominent. This is all the oxidation. And then you got into your salt and your rusting, which I did a lot of. A lot of salt. Anywhere you see this is all salt. The bed, right on the tops of the bed, even in the bed was salted. I mean, I'm getting all crossed up here. Even in the bed, I got it salted in there. And then I'm gonna mess up my notes because I just keep talking. I'm not looking at my notes. Let's see here. I did oxidation with the just craft light gray paint and a lot of water. That's what created that, and that's how I did the windshield and all the windows. But I airbrushed those versus this is just puddling it up with a brush. So I airbrushed that, made my little masking tape stickers, and airbrushed that, and then the back window. I know the table turns and I'm lifting it up. I don't know why I'm trying to break the mirrors off again. I already broke the driver's mirror off twice. So they're very fragile. I don't even think you can see it. Yeah, you can a little bit. Right here. It's really cute. I don't know how many people have got this model, but it's a little mini bike decal that I put in the window there. It's cool looking. I after I sprayed this on, I let it dry for not very long, a minute or two, and I used like cotton swab, Q-tip type of thing, cleaned it off, cleaned the spot, like that's all he cares about. And I did the same thing on the mirrors and the little vent windows, wing windows. They have the same treatment. Kind of cool. There's the other. I really love these. So I put the little mini bike on there. Um, so I don't know. This thing just ended up being a lot of fun. I blew right past a second update video. Blew right past taking pictures of the interior, which really I wasn't happy with. So I did as many close-up shots as I could get with a camera, and I'll put some stills in at the end. Um, I did dirty water, as you could tell, in a lot of areas. Uh, Not coming down here, that's just flat black, watered down a lot. Um, Even like coming off the tail lights and the marker lights up here. I tried to dirty them up. They're decals, so they look shiny. One cool thing I did do, but it doesn't show up that much. But if you know when you're driving a car and road dirt and everything, so I did the dirt coming down off and puddling up at the bottom here. It all kind of blends together, but you can see it if you know what you're looking for. So I use the watery flat black for a lot. You can see like everything got it. Everything got the treatment. This is a totally dirty vehicle. The bumpers are just painted in aluminum. I took the chrome off, painted them in aluminum, everything. Nothing is chrome in here. And I mucked it all up with the watered down flat black, as you can see under here. It really does a lot. And then you take your little, see, I'm getting ahead of my notes again. Then you take your little salt, and I did the salt and the pigments. So last time I did a video, I kind of, I'm sorry I'm bumping you. I misplaced my pigments. So I have like a set of 4 of these. Let me move the truck back a second. Do a little show and tell. So you can see there's, this is the Vallejo pigment set. And they give you basically all the colors you need to make rust look real. Seriously. If you think about it, where it's wet and really digging in, making holes, it's darker. Out on the outer perimeters, it gets lighter. So when it gets lighter, it's when it's drying out, right? So I use those. Those are really cool. I guess I can open it and show you. I don't want to tilt it out, but it's just a powder. And you put it on. I put it on. I saw somebody doing it. You can do it with a stiff brush, and you can do it with a Q-tip. I did a lot of it with a Q-tip. The brush is like less, and you can powder it around a little more. The Q-tip, like in the bed, a lot of the pigments are in there. So I think those are really cool. So I also used this, and I just did it a little bit ago. This is another Vallejo product, water texture, and there's another one that I don't have here because I didn't use it on the truck. But so this, it seeks its own level and looks like water, puddles, whatever. And the other one can make it look like splashing water. So it gives you the foam and the texture effect of water being splashed, like a running water out of a faucet or something like that. You can do stuff like that. It's really, really kind of cool stuff. They make a lot of neat stuff. So here, you didn't notice the first time. Here are it's hard to tell if you can even see them. But under the mini bike here, there's puddles. And all the way around the mini bike. So that's the mini bike's name, Puddles. Rusty and Puddles. I named them. I name everything. kind of corny, but I like to get people's reactions when they, what you name your. I'm like, yeah, it's just something I come up with while I'm building them generally. So when I did the puddles, that's what I came up with for the mini bike. This stuff is all the mud you see, and I got like there's like three or four different versions of it. Colors three, yeah, three. There's, I can get them out here for you. There's darker ones. So this one here is really black mud, thick mud. This one here is environment, like grass and excuse me, like grass and stuff. See on the tank there, kind of over time mud. And here, this one's thick mud, weathering FX. And here's what it looks like. It's real easy to use. There's probably many different ways. I opted to, in small areas, I used the silicone. And on the big areas, I used the bigger silicone brush. I also used the popsicle stick to get in tighter areas that I couldn't get to. And I used a flatter, round-shaped silicone brush to do. Those are supposedly footprints. When you're all muddy and you got to get the bike up there and tie it up. So I put some footprints in there. Hopefully you can see this is supposed to simulate footprints leading off the truck. Somebody had to tie it up there, right? So I used tiny little wire and stole some more of my wife's thread and tied the mini bike off. As you can see on the seat, that's a Mexican blanket. That's in the interior as well, and floor mats. And this is what's left. Luckily, I made it big enough to do all that stuff. So it's just on masking tape, and you lay thread out one at a time. Whatever colors you want to use. It takes quite a while, but really cool look. It really is. And so I don't want to break this thing. So as you can see the seat, there's the stick pin shifter, and the floor mats are all done in the Mexican blanket treatment. Pretty cool. Try to tie it all together. The stick pin shifter, that's for Robin Tibbetts. He loves those things. Papa's Model Car Garage. That's in honor of him. I thought it was very fitting, very cool. What else can I talk about here? What did I leave out? The sewing pin shifter I got in the thick mud. So I did the wheels and everything, and made it muddy under there. Turned the wheels so the mud would get caught in the wheel wells and stuff like that. Kind of cool. A lot of the rust. I did use a little light brown, and a little light pumpkin orange kind of thing around the rust, and then the pigments. Drilled some holes. I also ground it out. I used the little rotary tool with the little. I love this thing. That really does some damage there. That thing eats up the plastic. So that's how I ground it out underneath from the backside, and you can't even see right. It's too hard to see now. But see, right where this dent's at, right here, I'm pointing again. Right where this dent's at, there's a little dent here. So I gotta turn it around to get it to you. So yeah, you can see that one. So right in there is where I ground it out, and that's how I did the dent. Instead of heating it up and melting it, and I thought I've never done it yet, and I didn't want to ruin it, so I just did it that way, safer. Did the little toolbox. Got to have a couple tools there, right? Things break when you're hitting the trails and roughhousing, going through mud and puddles and everything else. So did a little toolbox, kind of cute. Glued them on there. Made that all dirty. Yeah, everything's dirty. This guy just likes to have fun. He don't want to take time to clean anything. The tailgate does work. Michigan. So there's a lot of areas up in Michigan you can take and go on a little muddy trail with a mini bike. So there you go. So I hope you like it. Thanks for taking the time. Oh, I didn't show you the engine yet. Oh, getting ahead of myself, huh? So, oh, I didn't even talk about the rust either. So I did this rust. I'm going to try to get the made the rust out of steel wool and white vinegar. Mad Dog Merv also just uses water. Takes him about a week, he said, to get rust. So I used the rust in the. You can just take it with your tweezers and put it wherever you want. So in the corners on the bed, you see those dark spots? That's piles of rust in there. I just kind of used a little clear glue and mucked it up in there. And I did the same, if you've ever seen a really dirty engine, which I've had plenty of those, on the manifold and around the top of the engine there. There's some rust in there. And kind of a cool effect. The hood does come off, but not much to see in there anyway. It's just dirty and rusted. So, all right, so I'll end it again. Hopefully I remembered everything. I wrote notes this time to remember. So it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Marcelo. I really appreciate it. A lot of fun. Way out of my element. But I'll have to tell you, kind of hurts, but my wife and my daughter think that this is their favorite one. They like the realism versus the shiny, pretty stuff that I generally make. So, Mars, I hope you do this again next year. Because I'll be ready for it. I'll enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Thanks for all my subscribers. Hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Take care.